can't wait to see how this goes. Good luck and have fun.
All right. Hello everyone. My name is KJ Endurance. I am an Undertale runner, and today I will be running Undertale Neutral for you all. I have top 5 in 2 of the Undertale main categories, and this is one of them. I am joined today by 2 awesome commentators, Talia. I'm joined today by 2 awesome commentators, Talia and Crimson Shooter. Could y'all introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm a Deltarune runner. I'll be running Deltarune after this, actually, but I know my fair amount of Undertale now. I have my fair amount of Undertale knowledge.
Hello, I'm back again. I know nothing about Undertale runs, but I know enough about the story that... And I'm going to enjoy watching how this plays out.
Oh, it seems that I am having camera problems.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
Alright, we can watch the intro while we wait.
I think I'll be fine without camera. Can you just replace it with like whatever the protocol is for like no webcam? Alright, so Undertale Neutral, it's thanks to certain glitches involving a certain item, this category actually runs very close to pacifist except for like 1 or 2 route variations up to Asgore. We will be naming ourselves one character because there are 2 cutscenes where our name is spelled out in its entirety, and having our name be one character makes it faster. And so we are going to start now in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so first things first, when I'm clearing text in this game, I am rhythmically mashing Z, X, Enter, and Shift to efficiently clear out the text as efficiently as possible. And there is quite a lot of it in this game.
Yeah. Matching in this game is quite difficult, and it's really hard to get this good at it. So the skill shown here already is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. When it comes to mashing in this game, it is like an actual skill you can build up. It's not just jitter your finger over one finger, which I think is nice.
Yeah.
So the first part of the run here is Ruins. It is the most RNG intensive part of the run by far. So most runs will die here.
Yeah. A lot of that is thanks to the tutorial fight that will be coming up shortly in a couple minutes.
Yes.
We'll explain that when we get there.
Alright. So I'm gonna start explaining like sort of the bread and butter of this run. So most of the glitches in this game that are at least useful to us involve manipulating a variable called global.interact in ways that aren't exactly intended. So when global.interact is set to 0, you have free movement and can interact with anything you want. When it's set to anything other than 0, you're locked and cannot move. So by manipulating this variable in certain ways, we can achieve some pretty cool things.
Yeah. Turns out being able to move when you're not supposed to move can break this game a little bit. Just a tiny bit.
Alright,
Yeah.
This is where the RNG begins. So in that first room there, if I in that first room there's a chance I would have gotten an encounter and I didn't, which was good.
Let's go, good RNG.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's actually really good RNG. So there it's a 50-50 between a Whimsin and a Frogget. If I get a Whimsin, I can kill it and save about 0.8 seconds if I react fast enough. And you only need to push one rock here.
Yeah, those other 2 rocks are just cosmetic. That's
Yep.
funny.
Alright, here comes Master Luke. And we're gonna do it about 3 times. And it's very important that I don't miss menu on this next one, because if I do, I will lose about a minute and a half.
Oh my god.
And we're fine. Alright, now all these rooms here will have a chance of a random encounter. Ideally, I don't get any of them, but that's pretty unlikely. Like, there's one.
So, if you get a Whimsun, like you got before, is killing it just faster because you don't have the animation of the soul running?
So it has to do with the fact that after ruins, when you run into Flowey, if you don't, if at that up to that point you had to kill anything, Flowey's face grows massive and he laughs at you, and that cutscene is 3.8 seconds. If you kill, whereas if you kill something in this case, a Whimsun, that is 3 seconds slower than despairing or fleeing. Oops. That had an issue with the menu there. That is 3 seconds slower than menuing, but it just about breaks even to save 0.8 seconds.
Yeah. That's really cool. How people just look at everything in this game, just like trying to squeeze out as much time save as they can. This game's really gotten really optimized.
Alright, this is where the RNG really begins. Oh.
So here, KJ wants to get as many hand attacks as he can, because as you saw there, he can just run into the hands and immediately cancel them, which saves a lot of time if he gets enough.
I am not getting good RNG right now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Toriel's not being very nice. This is a huge reset point.
It's Goat Mom, and she's trying to punish you for trying to leave the ruins. Of course, she's not going to be nice.
Yeah, so
Yep.
true. How many hands was that? Like 3?
This, if I get one more, that is 5, I believe, which is right about average.
Yeah,
I'd say.
it's alright. The maximum number of hands you can get is it like 8? I think it's...
With the proper setup, you can get up to 9.
Oh yeah, with the... Right, so we're gonna be getting out of ruins very shortly, as soon as we hug Toriel here.
If you want an idea of how rare a 9-hand is, I have never gotten one, and for perfect ruins, which is 0 encounter, 9 and 9 hands, to my knowledge, it has happened to me. I've seen it happen maybe like once or twice.
Wow.
It is so rare.
That's ridiculous.
Alright, now would be a good time for some donations because the title's about to scroll.
All right. We have a $100 donation from someone named Casma. Not sure who that is, but they said for abortion rights and for an Undertale speedrun. That is our only donation right now, but I did want to say the Tunic Fox color for pink is in the lead at $199.60.
Alright.
All right.
Now, Snowden. It is Snowden is probably the split where mashing matters the most, just because of how much Papyrus and Sans talk.
Sand specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite. They love chatting. Oh my god. Oh my god.
A stranger.
Guys, no way.
No way. Oh my god. It's
Come
no
on.
way. I can't believe they put Sans in this game.
No
Yo.
way. Is it an Undertale reference? What is this?
Undertale predicted Undertale.
I can't believe they put Sans from Super Smash in here.
True, true.
Yeah,
No,
I know,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Oh. Gotta save there. And then I grabbed the Tough Glove and equipped it so that I will have the stick in my inventory. And that just makes all the dogs most of the dogs way faster.
Yeah. You can see all the mashing in this section.
There's Snowdrake. Alright, this is where we use the stick. Without the stick, that fight is 2 turns, but with the stick, it's only 1. And it's gonna save more later on as well.
Alright, time for the invisible maze.
By the way, this is literally the hardest puzzle in the entire game.
True.
Yep, completely the hardest.
I actually never got past this casually. It was too hard.
On a serious note, though, the hitboxes of that puzzle are extremely broken. Like, you saw me cut corners there, like, 3 times.
You're gonna walk right past that other puzzle.
Alright.
Quote unquote.
That was the hardest puzzle.
Yeah.
Now, technically, there is a skip here you can do, but it's 1 in 30, and it's completely RNG. So I don't think anyone does it outside of ILs.
Yeah, if you get an encounter, the frame that you trigger this cutscene, you can skip this boss, but it is just not worth it at all.
Yeah, if Ruins RNG wasn't 100% consistent, maybe it would be, but even then, I wouldn't. I don't see myself doing it. I'm gonna attempt to. Here.
Yo.
There it is.
Yo!
Yo!
I love that.
So there, what I did was I interacted with the sign right as I moved on to the switch, and what that did was, like I mentioned earlier, the interact manipulation. Basically, by clicking that text, it allows me to move when I really shouldn't be moving, and done perfectly, that saves just about 2 seconds.
Yeah. You'll be starting to notice a pattern where a lot of the big skips rely on just doing two things at the same frame and just seeing unexpected behavior.
Alright, I messed that up the first time there, but it doesn't matter.
He's just gonna go for a little skip here. There we go. Nice. Good job.
Yeah, it turned out you don't need to wait for the bridge.
Who needs bridges? You can just skate on thin air.
Yeah. Now this is the last time we'll be using the stick against the dog.
Alright, pray for dog skip.
There it is. Alright, so there's a
Let's
50-50
go.
chance. There are two attacks this dog could give you. Either a spear attack or the dog attack, which I got. Running into the dog there behaves a lot like Toriel's hands, where it just cancels the attack and it ends the fight about 2 seconds faster than I'm saying.
The infamous dog skip. Truly the most significant part of this run.
Yep.
There is a strat that involves ignoring the dog 3 times. That's just about faster, but also requires 3 times more RNG.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna do it.
Welcome to Snowden.
Save there. And now for Papyrus. He is truly the most difficult boss in this entire game. I mean, speedrunners have been trying to crack at it for 6 years now. We still can't figure out how to beat him.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna die to him 3 times until we can just let us go. Oh, whoops. So there I used the stick on Papyrus because if I were to spare, then he would have started his whole spiel about the blue attack, which is slow. So we're gonna use the stick on him to keep us red and get him to the doghouse as fast as possible.
You're getting some real mileage out of that stick.
Yep,
Who knew a stick could be so useful?
exactly.
I mean, there are plenty of games where a stick is useful. I mean, sticks are useful in certain 3D game that stars a kid in green.
Alright, this section is gonna be a whole lot of me dying to Papyrus, so if there's any more donations at this point, that would be a good time to read them out.
We have an anonymous donation of $50 with no comment, but thank you so much. In regards to our incentives, Save the Animals is in the very much lead for Super Metroid Randomizer. Get the Banana for Deltarune is also in the lead because we definitely need our potassium. And the Tunic Fox color, sorry, is still in the lead with Pink. Or Pink is still in the lead, sorry, words are hard. And that's it so far for donations. We are $157.51 away from my personal goal of $5,694.20.
Alright.
So memes aside, if you die to Papyrus 3 times, he just lets you go. But the normal Papyrus boss is so long that doing this saves multiple minutes over what you're supposed to do.
Now there is a very important choice there coming up. If I answer it correctly, I get to go. If I don't, I lose about however long a Papyrus phase takes.
Let's go. You're gutted.
It's really nice how all of Papyrus's choices is always the second option.
I never actually noticed that. That is really cool. It really helps you remember.
Never noticed that either.
Right. So there, you may have noticed me quickly menu down to sell there. That is because there is a skip coming up here, assuming I get it. So this is where you're technically supposed to meet Undyne, and there's supposed to be a long, scary cutscene, but we're gonna try to. Like so.
Awesome. Yeah, this is called
Nice.
Seagrass Skip, and it is very precise. So, amazing job. Also, the bonus is that you get to keep hearing this music, which is an absolute
Yep.
banger.
The setup I use there is known as stat SGS, where it's basically a lack of a setup where you just walk in and time it. And it is faster than and it is faster than all the other setups, but also the hardest one, so. Alright, now we're gonna come up to the first Undyne Spear Chase in a moment.
I love how you can just like walk diagonally across those tiles. It really just does not look like it should work that way, but it does.
Yeah, diagonal movement in Undertale is pretty overpowered because you moved because if you're moving right and you start holding, let's say up for example, for upright, your movement to the right doesn't slow down at all, and so using this movement you can move very efficiently. Alright. Now we just have a cutscene to watch, and this is also good. This is also usually when I just take a drink of water.
Oh yeah, so true. Stay hydrated, everyone.
Am I allowed to say a few donations?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Ray 8000 sent in $7 saying a Undertale speed run is something I can't miss, even though I just rewatched a true 100% speed run yesterday.
Ooh.
Hopefully this one is a little bit faster. Save the frames and good luck for the run. Lorigami also sends in 2751 with no comment, but thank you so much. We are currently at $5,564.20. Nice.
All right. Coming up is an extremely broken item.
Oh boy, the punch card. This is where the run really starts, and you're gonna see it right away.
So there I bought the nice cream, and since I threw the stick away by eating the nice cream, punch card is immediately in my first slot. And I'm going to use it just like that.
Yeah.
So what I just did there was a wrong warp, and I'm going to explain how that works later, but essentially what it does is it puts you in the default position of the room, and in some cases it puts you further and it saves time.
Yeah, being put in the default position of the room is very significant sometimes because of how slow just Frisk's normal movement is.
So if anybody you like Onion fan, I'm sorry we're not going to see him today.
Aww. Oh, unfortunate. And yeah, you can also use the punch card to get movement where you're not supposed to, which, as we mentioned before, it can break the game just a tad.
Yeah. And right there, you saw me pretty much wrong warp at almost every opportunity I could. Even that last warp that I did, I believe only saved a couple frames, but at the top level, you're trying to save all the frames you can, and you're going to go for all the warps.
By the way, every wrong warp is pixel perfect. So they are pretty difficult. Well, not every wrong warp. This wrong warp is notably more lenient than the others. A lot of them are pixel perfect.
That trick in particular is a bit more lenient. And also the way that I wrong warp, I use Enter and Z at the same time, which allows me to get through the menu as fast as possible. So there I just did something called an overflow to interact with Monster Kid and gain movement, so I can just walk up here.
You're gonna be seeing a lot, much bigger overflow in just a little bit.
Oh, I double buffered there. That could have been scary. So As you can see, this isn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's totally not supposed to happen.
And right there, what I did was, right when that cutscene ends, I infoed the punch card, which brings this text box up, and I'm gonna use this text box to wrong warp at the end of the room. This saves at most 1 second.
Not gonna lie, this text box is spitting facts. Do you agree with them?
I agree.
Absolutely fact spitting.
Yeah, I use the text box to wrong warp there.
Alright, so I'm gonna try to explain very quickly how the punch card gets me movement. So basically what ends up happening is when I move onto a pixel with my menu open, the cutscene doesn't start until I close the menu. However, by using the punch card, instead of just starting the cutscene and locking my movement, the punch card allows me to start the cutscene and keep and unlock my movement. So I keep my movements. So I can just walk out of the room when the cutscene starts playing, which is extremely powerful.
Basically, from now on, you're gonna be seeing KJ using the punch card everywhere. It is definitely the most broken item in this run.
Coming up is arguably the hardest trick in the run.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Alright.
So there I overflowed a save point and used it to save in this room, and that's going to be important in a few moments. So the Mad Dummy can't be skipped normally. So instead we have to do a slightly more convoluted way. And I would like to request silence because this is frame perfect. Whoops.
On.
I'm not entirely sure if I got it there, but we'll see. So now I want to die.
Not
That's
only is this
possible.
frame perfect, it is blind and frame perfect.
Yeah, there are visual and audio cues you can use, but they're not exactly the clearest. And it is 1 frame you have the time. If you miss early, you lose 40 seconds. You miss late, you lose over a minute. I got it though.
You got it?
Yep.
Wow, that's huge. It's amazing.
Yo.
So yeah, dying here basically makes the game think that we already beat that dummy, so it just lets
Ooh.
us walk through.
There we go. That was a bit confusing. But no, I got the safety save in there. There's wrong one. There we go. Alright. So now it's just a matter of making a beeline towards Undyne, where we will do another pretty large skip.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's gonna be called One Dine, and as the name suggests, it's basically going past Undine while only triggering her attack phase once.
Oh, this I gotta see.
For a slight explanation of how Mad Dummy Skip works, essentially, the goal behind what I did at the bottom of the room there was I left the room on the exact same frame that the game pulled me into the fight, and that basically causes the game to say that, all right, you fought the dummy, so it doesn't care at that point if you die or not, and that means that once you reload into the room, because of the way I left the room, everything in that room will basically remember that, hey, you already fight the dummy, so the moment I reload back in, it just thinks that the dummy is defeated. And I can just get out. So right there was a trick called Flower Flow. It is a slightly weird trick.
Yeah, I love how you're just nonchalantly doing whatever tomfoolery you were doing there while explaining that.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, my damage skip was actually just like a whole meme, because everyone thought it was just impossible. But then it
Alright.
happened.
Here comes Undyne.
Let's go.
Oh, I didn't get it. That's fine though.
That's fine.
Give me a safety save. Oh yeah, that all happens.
Huh. Huh. I don't think
So
that's how
yeah,
this cutscene's supposed to go.
I'm gonna safely save here because I have a chance now.
Oh,
Oh,
I forgot that
wait.
save was there.
There we go. So if I got one, that what was supposed to happen is I was supposed to wrong warp all the way up to that room on the first try. And yeah. Now for Undyne, I'm just gonna challenge her 3 times to get her attacks going as fast as possible. I mean 4 times. Also, if there's any more donations, you can time as well.
We don't have any new donations yet, but
Alright.
we are so close to my personal goal that I want. So y'all keep getting your donations in. We are almost there.
You'd love to see it happen.
Alright, now I'm gonna take damage on purpose here, and this is for... I'll skip this gonna come up in a bit. And now because I stopped right where I stopped there, I get the phone call before Undyne starts chasing me, so I can just leave the room. We're gonna leave Undyne right there. Alright. Now for my personal favorite part of the run. Hotland is where the run gets
This is
ridiculous.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is just the most movement-heavy part of the game. Like,
Yes.
quote-unquote movement. There's gonna be a lot of really quick warm-ups, a lot of really quick punch card exploits, and it's really exciting to see.
I'm gonna kill Vulcan there. It is the only enemy that we always kill in neutral. Other than that, everyone gets fled or spared.
Yeah, we kill the enemy so that we level up, and we can deal more damage at the final boss.
Ooh.
Like, well, the boss before the final boss, I guess.
Got hand launch.
Nice! This is a funny strat.
There we go.
Okay!
And now the reason why I got hit earlier was that Alphys will pause and turn the lasers off. And so right there, hand launch is a pretty advanced strat. It requires it requires a frame perfect. It requires a frame perfect menu open to get onto the vent. And that has to be frame perfect, otherwise you miss a cycle and you lose time.
Oh, so yeah, first just launches straight through a door.
So that's the Metaton cooking show, unfortunately. We're gonna walk past the cooking show and the jetpack minigame all in one go. And if anyone in here likes Metaton, I do apologize because we will be seeing him for a grand total of maybe 2 seconds.
He gets enough airtime as it is.
I agree.
So yeah, right now KJ actually just lost access of the menu, so he's gonna be walking back here to get access back. He's gonna be doing it a couple more times throughout this part of the run.
Also, the elevators in this game, the wait time is a lie. You can just walk out as the moment you input your destination.
Wait, you guys don't do that in just normal elevators? I do that all the time. It's happened to my buddy Eric.
Volume warning.
Yep.
I would also like to mention that since we skipped the lab, technically we never met Alpha, so we are being spammed by a complete stranger right now.
Oh.
Oh no. Well, that's why we safety save, kids.
Yep, a lot of the tricks are very brutal. If you miss them, you're just losing multiple minutes. and there's hardly anything you can do other than just try again.
There we go. We're also going to be skipping the little
Nice.
guards fight,
Goodbye,
as well as
guards.
this. Oh my goodness. So, if I had I not gone for the sneaky save there would have been a setup I could have done on the new skip, which would have allowed me to have a busier queue. Since I didn't, the queue is you count 6 steps and you want. There it is.
Awesome.
Oh, all right, we got it.
Nice.
Are we in the clear now?
Yep. Technically, there is a short. I'm actually too late to get the news music. Yeah, those 2 skips right there are major run killers. Because you cannot save, otherwise you don't have the faster new skip. And it's brutal. I've seen so many runs get lost there. And since our menu is gone again, I will have to come down here to get it back.
Extreme fast is being detected bound zone.
Very true. Frisk is schmooing.
Coming up is arguably the most annoying trick in the entire game.
Yep.
Fortunately, I got it first try.
Nice.
Hardest trick in the entire game. Casually gets it.
The most annoying trick. The hardest trick, in my opinion, is Mad Bunny Skip, but that is the most annoying.
And you also got Mad Dummy Skip first try, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Because those vent launches, you need to close the punch card on the first possible frame. Otherwise, you don't make it far enough to the right to clip out of bounds and into the clip out of bounds.
Also, goodbye, Muffet.
Yep.
Also, goodbye, Mataton.
Goodbye. Oh.
Right now, we don't have our menu again, but we are going to go trigger this cutscene first to set plot. Because usually what's supposed to set plot is the Metaton musical, which we skipped. So we have to come up here and set the plot, so that the elevator will let us come back here. If I didn't do that, I would have to go through all of floor 3 again.
So, I believe in just a couple moments we'll be entering core, which is a doozy.
Alright, spoilers for core. Pretty much every single room, except for maybe 1 or 2 that I can think of, will have a wrong warp in it.
Yeah. And a lot of them are going to be in very quick succession. You just be seeing wrong warp after wrong warp after wrong warp. And this will be a sight to see if you get most of them.
Oops. Oops. Alright.
I love the marathon exclusive strat of of punch carding that save.
Yep. Goodbye, magic.
Welcome to core.
It's crazy that you've done this in like 30 minutes. And I'm sitting here like, it took me hours.
Yeah,
I know. My head, like, watching all these being done, my head is just... It exploded already.
Do I have time for a few donations?
Give me a moment. So, now that I completed the puzzle there, you might think the fastest way is to go forward to the core, but it's not. The fastest way is to actually wrong warp backwards through core. And just like that, and...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was gross. You got all of them there.
Yeah, that was... right there, I think I got every wrong word perfectly.
That was absolutely amazing.
That was.
Wow.
Oh, poor
Just
game. That was
wow.
just brutal.
Not so long elevator. Right, now we're in New Home. This part is a silent killer. It's so easy to lose 8 seconds here if you're not careful. And given that this is right after Hotland, it's so easy to succumb to nerves and lose time here. So there I did something. So there I opened the punch card to gauge just a little bit of movement from over here.
Yeah. Throughout this section, you're gonna get these encounters where the enemies will pretty much just
There we
like explain lore. Mag skip. Good job. Yeah,
So
basically
right
just click on
there-
them right there.
Right there is Magalo Skip. It is the version that I do has some RNG involved. There is a 1 in 6 chance that it becomes frame perfect. And it loses like 8 seconds, I believe. Alright. Now is just walking and matching, so there's a lot of time for donations right now.
Perfect. We have a donation from Core YGG Drazel. I'm so sorry I can't pronounce your name. With $50, no comment. Thank you so much, though. Verdigrees, Verdigrees Fool. Wow, I'm so sorry. $50 to the day that this is a basic health right. Agreed. Thank you so much. We also got a $15 donation from Bloopio, who says, thanks again for having me running earlier for such a lovely event. Had to give for Deltarune, which is the game that got me into speedrunning. Keep donating if you can afford. This cause is too important to be ignored. And to Talia, get the banana.
I love potassium.
Potassium is so good. We're $15 away from the goal I want, which is $5,694.20. The meme number. Can we do it before the run is over? I believe we can.
Okay, so I think now is a good time for me to start to explain Asgore. Asgore is might aside from Holland, he might genuinely be the hardest part of the entire run. So the way the fight works is you may have noticed that earlier in the run I got the burnt pan. That is important because that pan deals out a lot of damage, and the way the pan works is that it will spawn in 4 bars. If you hit all 4 bars in the middle, which is frame perfect, you will deal double the damage. A perfect, absolutely flawless Asgore is 9 perfect attacks in a row, which is 36 consecutive frame perfects. What record does it even have it? So, and given that you're at the end of the run, and each turn that you loses 10 seconds, this part is extremely difficult.
It is arguably the biggest run killer for any pace. It is just the final barrier between you and being able to finish and close out a PB.
Yep.
And it's just ridiculously difficult.
Alright, so who here likes Sans?
Who is Sans?
Unfortunately, this is all we're going to be seeing of him.
I don't know what you're talking about. This Sans character.
Nice Rabu combo, wow. Okay, so
Cool.
right there, I did 3 consecutive wrong ones to get me up to Asgore's boss room as fast as possible. Those 3 are rather tricky because you have to move inside the door a little before you can actually do it.
Right. Here he is.
Alright.
This intro still goes
Right.
so hard.
It
I love it.
so dang hard.
As you can see there, I missed a quad. That's perfectly normal though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there I had missed 3 quads. At this point, the best I can get is an 11 turn.
Yeah, this fight is brutal. You miss 3 inputs and you just lose 20 seconds already. But yeah, what we didn't mention is that the difference between a quad and a non-quad is a lot of damage. A quad actually just gives you double damage. So yeah,
Oh wow.
quads are so important.
That's an 11 turn right there. Had I not missed that 1 quad, this would have been a 10 turn, which is crazy. Anyway, there we go.
Yeah,
Um,
you're hitting so many quads there. I didn't want to say anything. That was an amazing showcase of skill. People
There we go.
grind this boss for hours on end, and
Now,
yeah.
that was an 11 turn, and that's not bad at all. That is actually what is in my PB. Right, and now, Flowey is going to forcibly close our game here, but we're a bit impatient, so we're going to manually open up a second copy just before he does.
Yeah. I don't know how Flurry didn't anticipate us having two copies of the
There we
game
go.
open. Really a misplay. Classic blunder.
Alright, so Flowey. A lot of people call it an auto scroller. Thanks to certain parts of the game, thanks to certain parts of the fight, it is not. It is so easy to drop 5 or 10 seconds in this fight if you're not careful, and it's all because of the 4 loads towards the end. Alright, is there any other more donations right now? This is just a bunch of dialogue that I'm mashing through, so...
No worries. We did get a $15 donation from Irish Ouija saying, let's go, because we did reach the goal of $5,694.20. That's a nice number.
I love this number.
Let's
Such
go.
a good number. But I think a better number would be 6,000. I would
Ooh.
love to see us reach that before the end of the marathon. So y'all, please keep donating.
Yeah, I think specifically $6,727 would be a very good number to reach.
I agree.
Very true.
I would love to see a 69, 69, 69, but that's a lot.
oh,
Too much power.
Too much power, but I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
never know.
no, see, first we need to make sure we hit that $6,940.20.
Alright, now here's Flowey. Absolute behemoth over here.
Flowey, my beloved.
Yes.
I could fix him.
So, after being exposed to nothing but black and white pixelated battles for the entire game, this is what the final boss is.
This game is just amazing.
So, fun fact about Flowey. First off, you actually have way more health than that health bar makes it look like. You actually have I think it's like somewhere in the family of 60 HP, regardless of the level you go into this fight at. And the bullets deal less damage the further along, the lower your HP is. So, yeah. And what's also funny about the bullets is that the reason why no-hit Flowey's are so rare is because sometimes those bullet patterns legitimately give you no way to dodge, so you just have to sit there and take it.
Yeah. A lot of this fight is literally based on you getting hit.
So that was the first soul phase there, that is it, which was the knife phase. Conveniently, you can't die during soul phase, so I can tank as many hits as I would like. As well as also that first phase, you can predict which side the act button will come from based on how the knives are moving.
Boy.
So here, the button will always spawn up there.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
So up until the last phase, you save time. Most of the time save in this fight comes from hitting the act button as early as possible.
Yeah, in the last phase, there's gonna be somewhat of a quick kill that Cage is gonna try to go for.
Oof. And as we see here, Flowey's already starting to mess with those saves.
It is worth noting that in these soul phases, if you're unfortunate enough to not hit the act button before it goes completely off screen, you will have to redo the phase and you don't get healed. So coming up next is the book phase. Now the act button has a 50-50 chance of coming either from the left or the right. If the button comes from the right, it will show up 2 frames faster, so that's what we want.
Personally, I am always right gang. Right
yeah.
gang for life.
Come on.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
Ah, oh, unfortunate. Dead run.
It is only 2 frames though, so it's almost doesn't matter.
Right gang in shambles.
Unfortunately. Alright, now we're gonna map. So for this phase, I just sit up here and mash until the F button comes out. Oh, I missed it. It's nice that if you sit here, you catch all the heals, so you heal ridiculously fast.
Here's a point.
Alright, so the next phase will be the last soul phase, which is the gun phase. Right at the end of that phase, I will do. You may have noticed that I have been streaming this run in display capture the whole time. That is for a reason, because I will be opening multiple copies of the game to skip cutscenes and get optimal reloads. One, two. There we go.
Yeah, counting the cycle there until the act button shows up.
So as you can see right there, I skipped the entire cutscene where the souls come out and help me, but I still get healed. So
it's quite a bit of time saved. Alright, for the last little section.
1, 2,
Oh.
3, 5,
Okay.
6, 7, 8,
Oh,
9, 10,
this is usually where the whole chat line lights up
11,
with ows.
12.
Let's hear it, chat. Let's get those ows in chat.
Ow!
Yeah, I wanted
Ow!
to be able to read anything other than ows.
Oh.
Ow.
Ow! 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 Right, so in this final phase, I am doing something called Quick Kill. You might have noticed that right at the start there, I delayed my 13th and 14th attack. That is so I will roll into the next damage phase, so I can deal extra damage earlier. Therefore, I take Flowey out about 2 seconds earlier than usual.
And,
And there is Quick Kill.
there it is.
I'd like to mention that the sound key for hitting that last hit is right. Right when the music goes. It is the most satisfying thing to pull off.
I love that music cue in particular. We're getting absolutely owned by Flower.
So now I'm going to move into the seeds down here so that I can get hit as early as possible, and this saves time. And this also saves time because the bullets don't even have a chance to move out and then move back in. I just get hit by them immediately. Okay, so now this technical scroll itself, I will have to reload the game 3 times in a bit, and this is why Flowey is not an auto scroller, because if you mess up, because the difference between perfectly executed loads and like decent loads is maybe 10 seconds.
Wow, I did not know that was that significant.
Time will stop when I touch the final purple door.
Load number 1.
And that's time!
Awesome.
GG.
That was a really good run.
That was amazing. My jaw was hanging open for the entire ride.
Yep. So I say besides from the 3 skips that I missed, this run was actually really good. 5530 is I believe top 15. So
Yeah,
Nice.
that was incredible.
all right. So now I would like to give a few shout outs. First, I'd like to shout out my two awesome commentators, as well as my awesome hosts. I would also like to shout out the entire Undertale speedrunning community for finding all of these incredible tricks, and just giving me a place to have so much fun these past year and a half. So yeah, that is about it from Undertale. Is there anything?
Thank you all